What's up, everybody? Thank you for being here tonight. Listen, I am tired of this quarantine. I'm tired of sitting in my house. I'm tired of not seeing you guys. I need a haircut. I need to get out and get some fresh air. But most of all, I just am ready to be here worshiping with you guys here at our building, connecting with you guys. And I know that this is a frustrating time, but I want to thank you. Thank you for making an effort. Thank you for making the most of this situation. Thank you for being willing to be here late on a Wednesday night on YouTube. Thank you for joining us on Zoom on Sunday nights for our Connect groups. Thank you for doing your best to stay connected to God. And I just want to encourage you to keep going. Keep at it, because the reality is that just because we're socially distancing ourselves right now does not mean that we should be spiritually distant. Satan wants to take advantage of this opportunity. He wants to use this to separate you from God, and we have to choose not to let him. So thank you for being here. I believe that if we continue to take advantage of the opportunities that God is giving us to serve him, to grow closer to him, to learn more about him, that we will come out of this time of social distancing even more spiritually on fire and connected to God. Tonight, I'm especially excited because we're starting a new series called Love Hate. And you may have noticed, if you've been around church for a long time, we talk about love a lot. We talk about God's love for us. We talk about Jesus' love for us. We talk about our love for God, how we're supposed to love other people the way Jesus loves other people. And as Christians, that's the most important thing, right? It's about loving other people like Jesus. But what does it actually look like to live that way every day? And that's what we're going to talk about in this series, starting tonight. So let's jump into it. First John chapter 4 verse 8 says this: "The one who does not love does not know God, because God is love." And we know, those of us who have been around the church, who have been Christians for a long time, we know that God is love. We say it all the time and we talk about it all the time. But if God is love, how come hate seems to be such a normal part of the world around us? How come hate seems to come so naturally to us? The reality is that hating on other people does come naturally. It's something that we do almost out of instinct, putting other people down, being negative, talking about people behind their backs. And so when we talk about love in this series, we can't talk about love without also talking about hate, because love and hate are opposites. And so if you want to think about it this way, if God is love, then Satan is hate. And so what that means is that we should be pursuing love as much as we possibly can and running as far away as we can from hate. And so during this series, we're going to talk about what it means to be people who are made of love, who love like God, who love like Jesus. And so to do that, we're going to talk about some things that are really of hate, things that we need to stay away from. And tonight, we're going to talk specifically about gossip. The thing is, we all do it. See, when I said gossip, you probably thought of someone else that you know that gossips a lot, but the reality is we do it all the time, every single one of us. And why is it that all of us have such a strong attraction to trash talking, to talking behind people's backs, to gossiping or spilling the tea? Here's a few reasons that I can think of. One, our insecurities. We have our own insecurities, things that we don't like about ourselves. And so putting someone else down makes us feel better. But the second is easy bonding. It's easy to connect with someone else when we can unite against another person. It's easy to build friendships or to feel like I'm connected with someone when we can both hate on another person together. And the third is fun. It can be fun to talk about other people. It can be fun to talk about the crazy things going on in other people's lives. And it's fun until it affects us or until people start talking about us. And the last is competitive advantage. If I want someone to like me, if there's a girl or a guy that you like, that you want them to like you back, one of the easiest things we can do is to start talking bad about another guy that they might like or another girl that they might like. If I want a specific job or a specific role, or if I just want to be more popular than somebody else, what do? I start talking about them. I start pointing out negative things about them or mistakes they've made. Sometimes gossiping leads to a competitive advantage. It helps us to separate ourselves from other people. But you see, the problem with all of these reasons is that they're all about us. Check out what the Apostle Paul says in Philippians chapter 2, verses 3 through 4. He says this: "Do nothing out of selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility consider others as more important than yourselves. Everyone should look out not only for his own interest, but also the interest of others." I'm going to read that verse one more time because it's so important. "Do nothing out of selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility consider others as more important than yourselves. Everyone should look out, not for only his own interest, but also for the interest of others." In today's society, it's so easy to get focused on ourselves. We live in a world that is constantly telling us to think about ourselves before anyone else, to make sure that we get where we're supposed to go, that we get what we deserve, to not worry about the people around us. But that's actually the opposite of what the church has been called to be, because living as a Christian is all about pointing other people to Christ. And if we're pointing other people to Christ, that means that we have to get out of the way, that we have to come second. And in order to serve like Jesus, we have to put other people before ourselves. And this is really what the church is all about. Paul talks about it in Ephesians chapter 4, verses 1 through 3. And he says this: "Therefore I, the prisoner in the Lord, urge you to live worthy of the calling you have received, with all humility and gentleness, with patience, bearing with one another in love, making every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace." You see, the church is all about unity. Unity is what makes the church so powerful. Unity is what sets the church apart from everyone else. And protecting that unity, protecting our bond, should be our number one priority. But you see, the problem is that gossip tears apart that unity. When we're constantly talking about each other, when we're biting each other in the back, and when we're constantly trying to get one up on each other or point out each other's flaws, it tears us apart. And it keeps us from being the church that Jesus has called us to be. Because without unity, we can't be the joy-filled, people-serving, world-changing church that Jesus created us and founded us to be. Gossip destroys our unity. So what do? Well, it's probably time to start thinking about what we say. Paul continues in Ephesians 4, verse 29 by saying this: "Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen." And that's a big challenge, right? Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths. You see, a lot of times we decide what to say by answering these questions. Will it make me look funny? Or will it make me look cool? Will it make others like me more? Or will it make me look smart? But we need a new question. And I really like the word that Paul uses because it ties in perfectly if we want to be people who are all about love. And that word is helpful. And so the new question that I want you to ask yourselves before you say something, the new question I want you to ask yourselves before you try to talk about someone else is this helpful. Imagine for a moment if just those of us in this youth group chose to let love be what we're all about. Imagine what would happen at your school if just the people in this church refused to judge, hate, talk bad about other people, to gossip. Imagine what would happen if just the people from this church chose to use words to help others and to build others up rather than to tear people down. You see, all of us get to decide whether we'll be known for being about love or being someone who loves to hate. Let's let love be what we're all about. And I hope and I pray that you know that at Highlands and at Highlands Student Ministry, love is truly why we're here. We're here because we have a God who loves us so deeply. And we're here because we want to express that love to God. And for myself and the other adult volunteers, we're here because we love you guys and we want to serve alongside you guys. God has created you to be world changers. God has created you to be world changers at your school, to be world changers at wherever you work, to be world changers in your community and around the world. And He's created you to do that through love. And we can't change the world. We can't show people Jesus if we're constantly gossiping, if we're constantly being torn apart by the things that we say and the way that we talk about people. And so I want to challenge you this week to think about what it means to take gossip out of your lives. What does it mean to constantly, or what does it look like to constantly be focused on love and to only say things that are helpful, to only say things that build other people up? What would change in your life if you stopped and anytime you were about to say something, you asked yourself the question, is this helpful? Is this loving? Or am I just trying to hurt someone else? I want to challenge you this week to be someone who is all about sharing the love of Christ. Hey guys, thank you for being here tonight. I pray that these times have been a time where you've been able to grow closer to God, to maybe learn a little more about what it means to be a follower of Christ. And like I said at the beginning of this video, I am so anxious to get back together with you guys, and I'm praying that that will happen really soon. In the meantime, if you need anything, you know that we are here, myself and the rest of our ministry team, our volunteer leaders, we are here to serve you. We are here to talk. If you just need someone to listen to you, if you just need to talk for a little bit about something other than the coronavirus, whatever it is that you need, we're here for you guys. Hey, I want to encourage you, this week, your Connect group is going to be meeting together on Zoom. We're not all going to meet on Sunday night. Your Connect group is going to decide on a specific time that works for you guys. And I just want to encourage you to be a part of that meeting whenever it takes place, because that time is going to be a really valuable time for you to connect with other people. And you're going to dig a little deeper into this idea of loving others through the way that we speak. I also want to let you know that starting tomorrow, on Thursday, we're going to be starting a new Bible study on the Bible app, and it's going to be all about this series. It's going to be all about love versus hate. And so I hope that you'll participate in that. I will send that link out. If you don't get the link, let me know. I'd love to send it to you. But hey guys, again, thank you for being here. Can't wait to see you again. Have a great week.